Hi, I'm Rohsaan and I'm a painter. When I was 16, I found a box of paints in my grandmother's garage, so I got them out and sketched a little picture of a dog and I just painted it. Then I realised that it looked exactly like the photo, so I kept going. I knew my grandmother painted, but I didn't really think about it that much till I started painting. Then I noticed a lot of the pictures around her house were ones she did. And I didn't know my great-grandfather was a painter till really only a few years ago. One of his pictures are up in the town hall still after all these years. I think it's in the genes. I continued for a few years and then I stopped over the 7 or 8 years when I had kids who would grab all the paints. I had nowhere to lock them away, so I just didn't bother. I might have made one attempt in that time and then I took it up again about 8 years ago. Well, I decided if I want to do a landscape or a person. I looked through about 40 pictures quite a few times and then my eyes just always drawn back to the same one. I might be drawn to maybe 4 or 5. Next I look at those 5 again, I just suddenly see which one will be the best as a painting. Then I get the picture. Sometimes I put it through a filter if I just want the outlines of it. Then I sketch it on. I can either use a grid to sketch it on. Sometimes I use the projector if it's big, because it's hard to keep the proportions the bigger they get. And I sit there with the photo, then I just fill in the colours. I don't stop until I've done it. Even if it's a few months later, it's like books. You've got a stack of books you want to read. I've got a stack of pictures I want to paint. In the evenings, when the kids go to bed and I'm in the room on my own, I choose a movie or an audio book, and when you're painting, you don't think about anything else. It's just the paint. It's just like the adult colouring books, I guess. It's the same concept. You go around the lines, you try to stay in the lines, you pick your different colours, and at the end you've got a great picture. Or in the morning, I wake up and have a look back in the room to see what I did the night before. It looks good, and the whole time I wasn't thinking about bills or rushing or washing or whatever I had to do the next day. Just thinking about the painting. All through the end of high school and my early 20s, it was Van Gogh. Recently it's been clipped, hence the gold on quite a few of my paintings. And I have a few more planned which need to have gold on them, so I have to ease off on the gold. The advice I'd give to new painters is to start small. It's easy to get the proportions right and it's quicker to do. And if you make a mistake, it's easier to fix up. I'd say start small and not too complicated or detailed. I would say my painting gives brightness to my house after I've done it. While I'm doing it, I like it. I'm not just sitting on the couch watching TV. I'm doing something that once I've finished, I put it on the walls and it makes the walls shine.
One Christmas, my father brought me a kit, and it was a Spitfire. Although I remember my father probably got more enjoyment out of it than I did because he did most of the work.